everyone, I'm Molly from Target Transfers, the leading heat transfer manufacturer in the UK. Today we're going to be running you through all about how to design and create levers hoodies with no weeding whatsoever, which is the ultimate goal, right? Saving time and money. For those that have never offered levers designs before, don't worry, because making the most of levers hoodies has never been easier with our custom heat transfers. To give you an idea of how big this market is, students are now getting levers hoodies at every level of school, from reception and infant school all the way up to the age groups. So if you just look at primary and secondary classes this year, there will be 1.5 million students leaving a certain tier of education. So that's a massive market for you to capitalise on with your heat press. If you've never used heat transfers before, don't worry, we're going to show you just how easy it is to start and grow your business with this printing method. So today we're going to run through how to use our free levers template, which is available to download online, how to add levers names to a design, so customising your template once you've downloaded it, how to get the best price for levers designs, so we're going to be talking all about gang sheets, what they are and how to maximise costs, and how to create a full levers hoodie. So we're going to be applying one using the Fusion IQ heat press. But for now, I'm going to pass you over to Andy, who's going to take you through all of the template and everything through on EasyView.
Okay. Let me know if you can hear me now. Okay. Let me know if anyone's watching. Let me know if that's coming through now. Okay, apologies for that. I'll take you right from the start on that one. So, apologies again. So, to start off with, go to custom.targettransfers.com, click on the Levers 2022 tab, and this will take you to the page where you've got absolutely everything you need to get started with Levers 22. So all you need to do is scroll down here, download the form, and that's it. We'll send you an EPS file to download in about 30 seconds so you can get straight to it. Once you've clicked on the download button, you're going to be greeted with this file. So I'm going to be using Illustrator today because that's what we use in-house. You could use absolutely any software that works for you. So if you prefer CorelDRAW or Affinity, do what works for you. It's absolutely fine for us. So you just need to say there's an EPS file at the end. So really nice and easy. So what we have here, we've got the standard Levers 2022 back print. But because the Levers 22 is quite a large print this year, so for younger kids, it will fit onto an A4 sheet just fine. So I absolutely recommend doing it that way. But if you're doing secondary school or above, then you tend to find that print is a little bit too small and you need to go for an A3 option on our website. I'll go through those options later on, but they tend to be A4 or A3. But so you can really maximise the whole A3 sheet. We've given you this template with some other options in here as well. So for for those that would normally do the back of the screen printed heat transfer, and then the final front, we put an initials page up here so that way you can just cut out the initials you need and put them on the front that way. You can include a school badge as well. So again, or something that you might do embroidered, you could just do the screen transfer and it look absolutely fantastic on it still. And for those savvy amongst you who tend to put your own neck label in there, I mean, number one, if you can charge the school to put a neck label in the back, even better. But if not, do leave a neck label for your own business in the back. It's a great business card to have, so that way you never know who's going to be washing that top, or might pick that top up at some point, and they might be, oh, I need to get some shirts done, I'm going to wash last, and I remember this in the back of that, leave this hoodie, someone's got, so that way they'll go straight to you. So put your website in there, put your company logo, so it's a great way to drive some business. So traditionally, if you've gone to a school, as Molly mentioned, there's a big opportunity. So there's 1.5 million leavers just at primary and secondary school. So that doesn't even factor in things like high schools, academies. There's lots of different variations on education in the UK. So that's just primary and secondary. So it's a big opportunity. And it doesn't tend to be something that's always contracted out to the person that might provide polo shirts or blazers. So it's something that tends to be slightly separate, so it's a real opportunity for just about anyone who's got a heat press. And if you're really new to us today, if you ever used a heat press, we'll cover that later on today. But so there's a real big opportunity here, so if you haven't already, do contact local schools, anyone geography is your best friend when it comes to leavers designs, because it tends to be a real word of mouth thing still. So say for instance now you've got the job from the school, we can go through some pricing just a little bit as well, but let's just say, technically, how do you do the leavers artwork? Get your template from us, and the school is probably going to send you a spreadsheet with some names on. And then traditionally going to look, they're going to be normally in just 2 columns or 1 column, but I'm going to show you how to do it in 2 columns because it's a little bit of a quick trick to do that. They do send it that way. So if you've got them in one row already, don't need to do this. But if you've got first name and surname, you can do it this way. Some schools just tend to go by the surname and first name, but it gives you the options either way depending on what you're looking to do. So all you need to do is click equals, click on the first name, and you can put the and symbol in there. Then you can put a quotation mark, and this is important, so you need to put a space here, because that's what's going to give you the space between the first name and surname, just a sec. Another quotation mark, another and symbol, click the surname column, hit return. That way, you can see now you've got all the first name and surname in one cell. It's going to be a lot easier to put that into the artwork later on now. So now just find the little crosshairs at the bottom and drag that through all of the names. There you go, you're all done. You've got names of all of the students now. So one thing that's important to do here as well is just to copy these again. At the moment, they look like they're just a name, but they're actually still have the formula within those cells. So just to make it a little bit easier later on, just right click and paste the values. Right? Paste the values, not just paste, not the formulas, just the values. That way you've got nice clean data now. So we can delete those cells because we only want to keep these ones anyway. So that is, if any of this doesn't make sense, or you want me to go through something again at any point, just leave a comment and stop me, and I'm happy to just go through it a few times just to make sure that it really makes sense to everyone. So now we're going to copy. So right click copy, then you go to the top cell up here. So always leave a cell empty at the top of this step here. So go into that cell, right click, and you keep going over, and you see one that says transpose. What this means is it's going to send the all the cells in a different direction now. So if I click that, you can see they've all gone across the top. And this is an important part because it's going to be a lot easier to copy the names over there. So we can delete those ones off there now. So we don't need them. Next step, you just need to save this. So you want to save this as a CSV file, a comma separated file. So just click Save As. You see here you've got comma deleted. So .csv file, just click Save As that. Nice and easy. What this is going to do is going to make it a lot easier to work with in the next step. So now you need to open up Notepad. So I'll start from the beginning on this one. So what you want to do is open that CSV file now. So when you first click open, it won't be like, where is my file? It's not showing up because it's a CSV file. And normally Notepad wants to open text files, but it'll be absolutely fine. So let's change that to all files. And you see you've got the leaders data CSV. But because you've created a comma delimited file, it's going to bring commas in it. Obviously, you don't want that to happen on your actual design. So really quickly, just click Control F. You want to ask it to find all the commas, and you ask it to replace it with space. Just a space, hit replace all, and you'll see it magically change. And now you've got nice spaces between all of the words. So this is going to be really handy when you're putting that data into the leaders template. So you can see all the way across it. So just going to select all now, copy them. And then we're going to go straight over to the Illustrator file, the EPS file in Illustrator. We're going to select the temporary text in there, highlight it all, and then we're going to paste it in there. Nice and easy. You can see everything's gone in there. This is where you can the lines are a bit mixed up, so this is just a quick fix. So if you see here, you've got a few areas where actually that doesn't look quite neat. So all you do now, just to make sure you get to where you're happy with, is manipulate the data just a little bit, so to the point where you'll actually, that looks a lot smarter, that'll look good on the end product that way. So just manipulate it. I won't go into this because it could take 5 minutes and it'll be a bit of a boring watch for all of you, but that's all we need to do, is just hit return and delete to the right places so you can move the data around just so it looks a little bit tidier when it goes to the end product. So does anyone have any questions at this point of how we got to the point where we've taken a spreadsheet from a school or a college, we've manipulated the data in Excel and then into Notepad so that we can make it into a format that's very easy to put into the EPS file? Okay, so I'm not seeing too many questions on this, so that's good. This will be available to watch again afterwards, so if you want to follow it again all the way through, please feel free to do that. We'll be on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, so you're more than welcome to do that. And when we've done it before, we've put some those videos into short clips for all of you. So the last thing I'll say is, obviously this comes with the Target Transfers logo here, so just replace that with your own logo. And if you want to change the colour, just select everything and change the colour. Nice and easy. If anyone's interested in doing blends or multicolour designs, something that's been really popular this year as well, it's very easy to add some gradients going across as well. We did do a whole webinar on this, which you can find on our YouTube channel, which I'd encourage you to have a look at, because it's another way of adding value to the leaders jobs that you're already doing, or something you've not done this year, something to think about for next year, and it's a colourful design to become more and more popular. And Molly's going to show you just a little bit how to fuse a full colour leaders design. I think you'll see it looks has a real wow factor. So now that we've got our design, I'm happy with that. I'm just going to go back to custom.targettransfers.com. So this is the website where we downloaded the leaders design from. Now we're going to work out how to order our artwork and how to get the best price for it. So we'll head back to the home page. And you'll see here you've got two very simple options. You've got 1 to 5 colour screen printed heat transfers and full colour, what we call ultra colour heat transfers. So for those of you who are new to Target Transfers, a very simplified process for ordering If your design is 1 to 5 colour, which most Leeds designs are, they tend to be white, red or black ink. Just pick a 1 to 5 colour screen printed job because that's going to get you the best price point. But if you've gone for a blend with multicolours, or if you're ganging up some work, say for instance you might be doing a Leeds design at the top of the page, and then you might be putting another job at the bottom, and that's multicolour, just pick the ultracolour product because it won't have any impact on the end product for your customer. Both are screen printed heat transfer, so they have that really soft finish, really high quality, so it won't make any difference to the end product if it's 1 to 5 or 4, but it just depends on how much colour you have in your artwork. So today we're going to go with the 1 to 5 colour option. Just click on that. All these transfers get back to you in just a couple of days, so really quick turnaround on all of these. So if you do get some last minute jobs in, don't worry. Like we mentioned in the intro to this and on the webpage for the event, is that there is limited time on this. You're probably looking at a month's top really to get those orders in, to really make sure you get them out in time. So we'll always turn your transfers around in 2 days, but obviously you've got to do the hard work using it. So make sure you get those orders in. So you've still got a bit of time to actually get the actual order from the school, and then you've still got a little bit of time before they break up mid-July to get those finished goodies back to them. So on this page you can see there's 8 different layouts based on best sizes for t-shirts and hoodies. But for Leaders designs this year, we do recommend the A3 because that's how you can absolutely maximise everything you're doing. So just click on the A3. But like I said, if you're just doing small kids ones, then you can probably get away with an A4, and that's absolutely fine. Click Add Design. We're going to add a screen printed heat transfer design. And there's one I preloaded earlier. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute at most to upload one of these, but I thought I'd pre-do it for you. You can see here it's an EPS file, so I know that I've done it and it's vectored, which is always a great thing. As soon as you upload it, it immediately tells you what colour it thinks it is and how many colours. So that way, if you've left any white bits in there or a colour on the background you didn't mean to, you'll see here straight away how many colours it is. And that's where, if you're happy with the way it looks, just click OK, and then we go into the artboard. So you can see here, you've got all your design that you, as you saw in the illustration, this is your proofing here. You can see, yeah, we've got a fantastic detail of context spectrum target transfers. At this point, if you wanted to change the colour, it's very easy to do that. Change it to a red or blue, nice and easy. We've got 500 plus Pantone colours preloaded on the 1 to 5 colour option. But if there's a specific one that the school's asking for, just let us know. We can always add those. Or if it's a particularly clever colour, we can always do mixing for you as well. So just get in touch if you've got any problems or just problems in general. So very quickly, now it's just about how to price products. So we've gone through how to create design in the first place, where to get the template from, but one of the most important questions people have is how much is this actually going to cost me? So I'm just going to run through how to price your work. So you could take this, our website with you on a laptop to the school if you really wanted to, because all the pricing is best pricing here, it's all live pricing, so all you need to do is add that to these prices. So at the moment, that's just based on 10. So the minimum order for a Leaders hoodie, you are looking at 10. But realistically, there's not many schools that actually have just 10 leaves in it. You'll probably look at sort of between 60 and 200 is a kind of rough gauge for how many Leaders hoodies you might do. So I'll show you how to price your artwork correctly. So let's go for 60. So you can see the price has gone down quite a lot. So just a reminder, 10 was £6.24. Change that to 60, I've gone down to £2.33 already. So a really big saving once you actually get into the levers, the volume that you see with Leaders designs. And for those that are doing the larger schools, change that to 200. And again, it's gone down to £1.68 per sheet now. And you can imagine you get a back print, you can do the initials, you can do a logo, and you can do a neck label all from one sheet. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 transfers for that price. price. So you're kind of looking about 40p, 42p per application on hoodie, which is really great value. So to give you an idea of how much the whole product's going to cost, so I went on to rallywise.com this morning just to give you some live prices, and these are all based on products that are in stock at the moment. So if you did get an order today and you wanted hoodies and you wanted to be with you this week, this is what's in stock. So that way you've got some idea of how to price your work accordingly. So for a hoodie that would be suitable for leaders, so just standard hoodie, any of the brands in there would be absolutely fine for this. You're looking between £8 and £10 on the volume you'd be doing for leaders hoodies. So let's say it's £8 to £10 plus a £1.68 for transfer. So for say between £9.68 and £11.68, you've got all of everything you need for that. It's just a case of labour and the application part. So really good value, because you can then sell a lever hoodie for sort of £20 to £25. So that's a really nice mark. Even if you're just selling for sort of £15, you're still looking at a £5 markup, which is really great value, especially if you're doing that across say 200 levers designs. Get a few of those jobs in, and that's straight away you've got really good value there. So has anyone got any questions about pricing or the pricing of the levers design as a whole before we move on to how to run through the application? Okay, I think we're good. So I'm going to pass back to Molly now. Molly's going to show you just how easy it is to fuse levers with these. So this is all you need to do. So she's uploaded her designs, and then 2 days later, those lovely ultra colour transfers are turned up in the post. All she needs to do is cut them out and fuse them on the press. So over to you, Molly.
Brilliant, thanks Andy. Yes, so we have here an A3 sheet of our ultra colour transfers. As you can see, we've got gradient colours in there as well. They're really fine detail on the text. And this is the template that Andy was showing you as well, with the different, so we've got the school badge here, your logo, the neck label and the initials for the students. We're just going to show you the back print today. So I'm just going to really quickly chop the bottom off. There we go, so really easy to do. Just take the levers design that you require. I'm going to be fusing onto this lovely blue hoodie today. So first things first, I'm just going to load my garment onto the platen. As I mentioned earlier, this is the Fusion IQ heat press. It's one of the most popular heat presses that we've had this year. Everybody's been after one. So I'm just going to give that a quick pre-press for 5 seconds. Now on this heat press, it has got dual timers, so you can set your pre-press and your transfer fuse as 2 different settings without having to worry about changing the times back and forth all the time. Then take your levers design, place it onto the garment wherever you prefer. And we're just going to use some release paper to cover it. This just helps protect the press, the transfer and the garment, and also stops the transfer from lifting up when you release the press, just to give it that time to cool off before you release the carrier. So we're fusing ultra colour transfers at 120 seconds for 12 seconds. Going to remove that from the heat press platen and just give it a chance to cool off before we peel it. So I'm just going to leave that there. Whilst we wait for that to cool, we'll just give you a brief overview of this heat press. So as I said, this is the Hotronics Fusion IQ. It has a swing motion and a draw, so the heat press does move out sideways as well. So depending on where you have it in your workstation or how you prefer to work, it has those options there. It has the Fusion IQ touch panel, which is very, very handy, especially if you're not the only one controlling the heat press. You can lock settings in, see which users use which items, and as I said, set dual timers, which is very helpful. It also has the pressure readout, which is very, very important when applying any form of transfer to the garment. And the pressure is controlled by this knob on the top, so you just give it a small twist to either the left or the right if you want to loosen or tighten it. And that will adjust the pressure. But it only needs an ever so slight twist. It doesn't need multiple turns to adjust it. This heat press is fully threadable as well, which means you don't have 2 layers of the garment sitting on the platen, which again helps with pressure, accuracy, and everything along those lines. So overall, very, very popular heat press. Now I'm going to try to peel this so that you can see. Normally you're meant to do it on a flat surface, but we'll see how this goes. So this is cold now. This is interesting. You're not meant to stop halfway, don't let anyone tell you I did that. There we go. So cold peel. Look at that perfect finish there. Yes, you are meant to pull it off in one smooth motion, so I didn't do that, but that has come out really, really well. It has a really good soft, thin finish there. As you can see, look at the full colours. Absolutely brilliant. There we go, and all that took was 12 seconds to apply a full Leaders hoodie. There we go. Okay, before we wrap up into custom heat transfers, I just want to know if you have any questions before we move on.
We do have one from Rachel. So she's already ordered Leaders screen prints from us, so congratulations, Rachel, on getting halfway there with that. She'd like to know how to apply logo to the front of the chest when the hoodie has a pocket, as her heat press does not have interchangeable blades. Should you use a pillow to make sure that the pocket is not in the way? Okay, so Rachel, there's 2 options here for you. Andy, would you mind moving the question? Thank you. So you can see what I'm holding. So you have 2 options. You either have a heat printing pillow, which does come in smaller sizes. I just don't have one to hand. But this you just slip inside the hoodie. I'll actually do a demonstration. So when the hoodie is on the heat press, you just lift up the back of it, slip this underneath, position it to the area that you want to fuse the transfer from, and the pillow will lift up that area, meaning that you've got accurate pressure when you're fusing. You may need to adjust the pressure slightly depending on what heat press you're using, just because you're adding that level of thickness in. So you might need to loosen it slightly, but as I say, just put the pillow in first, press it before you fuse the transfer, and adjust it and then apply. The other option is the foam pads. I'd recommend using the pillows over the pads, but this is another great option, and these can actually be cut to size. So you just receive one of these. I think they're available on our website. Yeah, they're available. I'll just post the link in the comments.
Fabulous. Very, very efficient. And then you literally just cut out whichever shape, size that you need. And same principle, just pop that underneath the hoodie on the area you want to fuse. And yeah, that's how you do that. Any other questions before we move on?
Someone would like to know if we have any offers, and I think they're probably talking about the
heat press offers.
There,
yeah. We do at the moment, actually. So depending on which heat press you buy, we are including a certain amount of free custom heat transfer credit with your heat press. So it's the Fusion IQ 150, I believe. Yeah. So with this Fusion IQ heat press, you'll get £150 worth of custom heat transfer credit, which is a lot. That's your first Leaders order for free, near enough. So all you have to do is get the hoodies, you've got your press, and you can start producing custom transfers straight away, which is really handy. So we also have other offers on the Auto Open and the Max and the Dual Layer Fusion. They all have offers at the moment. So just head on to our website. I'm sure Andy's already put the link in the description for you. Yeah, and they're available to shop until the 30th of May. So if you are thinking of leveling up your heat press or getting your first heat press, I would really recommend doing it before the 30th of May, because you're just getting a load of free transfer credit if you do it before that day.
Yes, with the press that one is used today, the code is show150, and you just pop that in your basket with the discount code there, and it'll add it automatically for you.
Show150, brilliant. Cool. Before I wrap up custom transfers, are there any more questions?
Just check. Someone would just like to know when, if they order today, when will they get their press?
If you order before, is it 4 p.m? Our general pickup? Yeah, if you order before 4 p.m. today, it will be delivered to you tomorrow. If it's after 4 p.m, it will be 2 days' time, but we do work on next day delivery. So you can have your heat press as soon as tomorrow, custom transfers within 2 days, so you can start almost immediately. Brilliant. Is that all the questions for now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, brilliant. So then, obviously Andy's taken you through EasyView, which is obviously our uploader and designer, which is the only place in the UK where you can order your heat transfer designs online and have them checked in real time, which is very, very handy. And you don't have to wait for them to get approved. This is available 24 hours a day, so you don't have to upload your artwork and wait for one of us to get back to you. You can literally upload it, send it, and it will go straight into production. For those that are new to custom heat transfers, they're an easy and affordable way to decorate garments, as I've just showed you, with a soft, thin finish that makes the transfer feel like part of the garment. So you make sure you get that really high quality finish, unlike if you had like a chunkier design or what have you, it would still have that really, really thin detail, which is what we all want. With heat transfer designs, you can achieve really, really bright, vibrant colours. We've also got neons and metallics available for our screen print heat transfer. So that is this one over here. So they can be included in levers as well. If you wanted a 1, 2 or 3 colour design, you can add in neon inks and metallic inks at no extra cost with your order. If you've never ordered heat transfers before, as you've seen, Andy's showed you, it only takes a few clicks, so no reason to not get started straight away. And there's no need to spend tens of thousands of pounds on a printing machine, as we've just covered. You can get all of the materials you need to decorate your first garment from as little as £21. So the payoff of this heat press, for example, which is the Fusion IQ, this heat press costs £1,915. But it only takes 149 t-shirt sales to pay off that amount, and that includes paying yourself as well. So that's just 12 t-shirts or hoodies a month, depending on what you're producing. So if you think you can sell 12 t-shirts per month, then you can pay off this t-shirt in a year. If you're doing levers garments, that will happen even quicker because, as Andy explained, the minimum order that you're going to have is 60. So that's pretty much 6 months straight away. Is that a question?
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't want to miss anyone out. Yes, so the only equipment you need to get started on this is a heat press, and Target Transfers, we are part of the Styles Photonics family. So when you order them, you know you're getting the best quality. All of our machines are made in America. So yes, best place to get started. And because we are part of Group Style, obviously our heat transfers are also the world-leading heat transfers. So we give every customer the same quality transfers that we would supply to the world's leading brands. So we have been manufacturing heat transfers for over 40 years here at Target Transfers. So I like to think that everyone that's making them knows what they're doing by now. And we know that choosing the right option can be confusing for some of you, whether it's screen or ultra colour. So I hope that this video has helped clear that up for you. If there's anything else that you want to know that we didn't cover in this video, or you have more questions, either comment on this video, we'll get back to you, or send us a DM. We've also got a customer service team, so if you have any sort of questions you'd like to talk to someone about, you can email or phone them. All of the details are on our website. But yes, I think that is everything for today. Has anyone got any final questions we can help answer before we go today?
No, that's it. The only thing I would say is if you enjoyed today's event, please go to targettransfers.com/events, because we have lots of other great webinars and live events coming up, both online and in person. And if you haven't subscribed to our podcast yet, do go to targettransfers.com/podcast and give that a listen. It's available on Apple, Spotify, anywhere that you enjoy podcasts. And the first part of our print and promotion live vlog is now available on YouTube as well.
Brilliant. Please like this video and share it. Come along and follow us on socials so that you don't miss out on anything. And we do also have a newsletter as well. So if you just subscribe to that, you'll get sent everything from what we post on socials to our podcast, to offers and products, everything. So yeah, I'd recommend that as well. But yeah, I think we're good. Thanks for joining us today, everyone, and we'll see you next time.